Hi students, good morning. Welcome to our video classes. I hope that you are doing well with these classes. In the previous classes, already we have started a chapter that is chemical effects of electric current. In that chemical effects of electric current, already we have learned what is current electricity and static electricity. Okay, now we are going to learn other topics. Simple electric circuit. Already we have learned what is this electric circuit in lower classes and how to make this electric circuit you know very well. What is this simple electric circuit? Let us observe this diagram. In the right side diagram, the bulb glows. Right side diagram, it is a circuit, and left side diagram is also a circuit. But what is the difference? In the right side diagram, in the right side electric circuit, the bulb glows. Bulb glows means here what is happened? There is a continuous and closed path for this flow of charges. Observe the charges are flown from positive terminal to negative terminal. And in this circuit, is there any disconnection? No. That means totally all that are connected with conducting wires. There is no gap at any point in the circuit. Then automatically the charges are in motion. That means it is a continuous and closed path for this flow of charges. That's why the bulb glows. But in the left side circuit diagram, the switch is in off position. Then the bulb doesn't glow. That means here the circuit is broken. There is a gap in the circuit. Then here it is not a continuous and closed path. Like that, if there is a continuous and closed path for this flow of charges, simply that is called as simple electric circuit. This circuit consists of power supplier, battery, power utilizer, bulb, and this power supplier and power utilizer are connected with conducting wires with the help of a switch to close or to break the circuit. What is the purpose of this switch? To close or break the circuit. Okay. Then if we turn on the switch, then it is a closed path. Then the charge is transferred, the bulb glows, then it is closed circuit. If we turn on the switch, the circuit is open. Then there is no continuous and closed path. Like that, if there is a continuous and closed path which consists of conducting wires, bulbs, switches, okay, power supplier with some other devices also there. Simply that is called as simple electric circuit. In our homes we observe different circuits. Okay, there are different electrical devices are there. A fan, a bulb with power point. If we turn on, then it works. That means that is in closed path for that device. Okay, like that. Then other topic is observe here. For conducting, that means for transfer of this charge, we use different materials like metals. Mostly which metals are used? Silver, copper, aluminium, iron. But if we use silver, it is expensive. That's why in our homes or in other where the silver is not used. In our homes, to transmit the charge from one point to another point, instead of the silver, what we use? Copper or aluminium or iron. Through these, the electricity passes easily. And again, this copper or aluminium or iron, these are covered with PVC or plastic or rubber. That means through some substances the electricity passes, and while through some substances the electricity doesn't pass. And in the same manner, have you ever observed an electrician? He used a tester to test whether the electricity passes through it or not. That tester is taken and the tip of the tester is contact with this conducting wire, and he hold the tester. Where he hold, at that what is there? Plastic or other insulating material is there. Why? If directly that metal is contact with our body is also conducted, then it is fatal. Okay, dangerous. That's why here two types of materials are used. Through one material, one substance, the electricity passes, while through other the electricity doesn't passes. In this manner, based on conductivity, that means electrical conductivity, means the electricity passes through it or not, these materials are classified. What are the materials observed in our day-to-day life? All that materials are classified mainly into three types, that are conductors, poor conductors, and semiconductors. What are they? Conductors, poor conductors, semiconductors. Here observed in this diagram, what are that? Some metals like bronze, brass, aluminum, cast iron, copper, like the different metals. And these metals, already we have learnt about the properties of metals. These metals can be drawn into thin wires. Okay, that metal wires are used to transfer the charge from one point to another point. That means through all these metal wires, the electricity passes easily. That's why these are simply called as conductors, electrical conductors. Then what are electrical conductors? The materials which allow electric current to pass through them are called as conductors of electricity. Generally, all metals are conductors of electricity. Silver, copper, aluminum, iron, and mixture of some metals like brass, bronze, okay, steel. These are, through these also the electricity passes. That's why all these are conductors. Then, is the conductivity of all metals is same? No. The conductivity of different metals is different. Okay, if we take these four metals, silver, copper, aluminum, iron, silver is the best conductor among all these four. But to use these silver wires in our homes, it is very expensive. That's why instead of silver, what we used as these conducting wires, copper is used. Next, in electrical main lines to supply power in main lines, aluminum wires. Okay, aluminum wire is wounded on the iron. Like that, these are used as conductors to transmit this electricity. These are called as conductors. But these then why these materials acts as conductors? That means what are responsible to carry the charge in the metals? Already we have learned any material is made up of tiny particles called as atoms. What are that? Every matter that, for example, if you take a building, what are the building blocks of that building? Bricks. Okay, how the total that building is formed with some bricks, with so many bricks in the same manner, every matter is made up of tiny particles that are called as atoms. Okay, these atoms are very, very small, which are not visible to our naked eye and that are not visible to microscope also. But what we call the smallest particle atom, it is not really the smallest. Some more particles are also there which are still smaller than the atom, that are electrons, protons, and neutrons. What are that? Electrons, protons, and neutrons. These are subatomic particles. In some materials like metals, free electrons are there. But while in some other substances, what we call as poor conductors or insulators, in that also electrons are there, but that electrons are not free. In these metals, free electrons are there. These free electrons are responsible to carry the charge from one point to another point. That means due to the presence of these free electrons, these metals acts as electrical conductors. That's why in our day-to-day life, what are used as electrical conductors? Metals, which exist free electrons. But observe one thing, the concentration of free electrons in all these metals is not same. For example, in these four substances, the concentration, that means the number of free electrons in silver is higher than copper, and in copper it is higher than aluminum, and in aluminum it is higher than iron. That means among these four, which is best conductor? Silver. But to use these silver as conducting wires in our homes, it is very expensive. That's why copper is used. That is the best conductor next after the silver. Okay, are you understanding about these conductors? Next, other materials. Then these conductors are only in solid state. We have discussed here about solid conductors. Through some liquids also the electricity passes. Okay, that are called as liquid conductors. About these liquid conductors we will learn in next classes. But about solid conductors. And some gaseous substances also act as conductors. But observe one thing, at normal pressure or normal temperature, these gaseous substances didn't act as conductors at very high temperature, at very low pressure, at some conditions only. These gaseous substances act as conductors. For example, during lightning, we observed clearly, already we have learned this also. During lightning, the charge is transferred from cloud to earth through this air. Actually, air at normal pressure acts as bad conductor. But at that very high voltage, that means that streak means the transfer of charge from cloud to earth, it is very high voltage, millions of volts. Whenever due to that high voltage, it passes through the air also. That's why air at that conditions acts as a conductor. That's why what we called as through that substances through which the electricity doesn't pass, that don't call them as insulators, just call that as poor conductors. Why? Actually that are insulators, but if we change the conditions, then electricity passes. That's why that are poor conductors. Then what are poor conductors? Okay, let us observe these poor conductors. Some materials, actually if all these electronic devices or electrical devices are conducting wires are only made with metals, that means conductors, then we have to break the circuit or close the circuit, or we have, while we are handling with that electrical or electronic device, then automatically there must be a contact between the device and you. We know earth and our human body is also a conductor. Whenever there is a conductor, then what happens? Okay, due to electrocution we may get a shock. Okay, that's why there is a need to cover all these conducting materials or conducting metals or these electrical devices or electronic devices with some other substances through which the electricity doesn't pass. That are glass, plastic, ceramic, rubber, wood, okay, wool, fabrics, okay, and the electrical switches that are also made with some substances, that is melamine. And in power lines, that means in our streets, main supply lines, electrical poles are there, and on the electrical poles we observed the type of figure, the type of vessel-like structures which are shown in the figure, that are made of melamine. What are all these? Through all these is the electricity passes? No, through all these the electricity doesn't pass. That's why simply these are called as poor conductors. What are these? These are called as poor conductors. Okay. While handling with the electrical devices or electronic devices, observe to test whether the electricity passes, some devices are used, that may be tester or somewhat. The handle of the tester or other device is made of this insulator. Okay, what are these insulators? These are the materials which do not allow electric current to pass through them. These materials through which the electricity doesn't pass, that are called as poor conductors. Some of them are rubber, plastic, wood, bakelite, melamine. We observed the electrical switches are made of melamine. Okay, all these are bad conductors of electricity. Okay, why? These are also, these what we call as poor conductors, these are also made of some small particles, atoms, and in these atoms also electrons are there, but the electrons which are present in the poor conductors, that are bonded with the nucleus, that means these are not free. If the electrons are not free, then is the charge is transmitted from one point to another point through this? No, then there is no chance. That's why these are called as poor conductors. That means in conductors free electrons are present, but in poor conductors free electrons are not there. These are bonded electrons. Okay, next other materials are also there, that are semiconductors. What are the semiconductors? That means through which substances the electricity passes partially, that are called as semiconductors. Some examples of some semiconductors are germanium, silicon, okay, gallium, indium. All these are semiconductors. Generally where these we use that electrical conductors for conducting and insulators to handle that electrical devices. That means both conductors and insulators, that means poor conductors, both are useful in our daily life. In the same manner, semiconductors are also used. Generally, the semiconductors are used in diodes, transistors. Okay, these diodes and transistors are nothing but these are used in microprocessors.